the president of the board. And I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise,
Tout part de la démocratie.
Imprévisible, qui se traduit par une dégradation continue de la cohésion sociale, risquant de conduire le pays au chaos. Ce jour, 30 août 2023, nous, forces de défense et de sécurité, réunis au sein du Comité pour la transition et la restauration des institutions, CTRI, au nom du peuple gabonais et garant de la protection des institutions, avons décidé de défendre la paix en mettant fin au régime en place. À cet effet, les élections générales du 26 août 2023, ainsi que les résultats tronqués, sont annulés. Les frontières sont fermées jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Toutes les institutions de la République sont dissoutes, notamment le gouvernement, le Sénat, l'Assemblée nationale, la Cour constitutionnelle, le Conseil économique, social et environnemental, le Conseil gabonais des élections. Nous appelons la population.
Let's just focus on why we are here. What happened to my colleague on Saturday was an act of total indiscipline and indecent behavior. How do we, as a decent party, going into an election, particularly at the level of superdelegates, superintend such behavior? I mean, look, we all joined the NPP because of our commitment to the values of the party. But what is happening clearly shows that this is not what we bargained for by joining the party. I'm not going to tolerate this kind of behavior. It doesn't make sense. And when we cannot conduct ourselves as a family, trying to select a leader, in a peaceful and organized manner, how do we intend to be able to do the same kind of process when we have 230 people gathered? 200,000 plus 1,000 people gathered, So I'm frankly very disturbed about what has happened. The party must not put a shine on this kind of incident. And we'll have to try and understand why this should happen in an internal election.
Going forward, November is just around the corner, and we will also go ahead with these delegations. And what do you have to say going forward?
My brother, my interest now is about the health of my colleague here. Let us focus on that. That is why we are here. And then we'll deal with those things at that time. Thank you very much.
Polling agent that was assaulted. So this is the coordinator who took place after he was assaulted. So please, your name first.
I'm called Ali Dumunkaila.
So after everything, what did you see next? Did you see any attack?
Honestly, immediately Mr. Zak was attacked and they brought him out. I was standing outside and I saw that there was blood all over his body. So quickly I called one of our agents that he should come and pick him to the hospital so that I can go inside and then replace him. So the other standby came and picked him, took him away, and then I went inside. So when I got inside, I questioned the electoral commissioner. I said, but where are the documents of my brother? He said he doesn't know. So it was Chirpune MP who took those documents, Honorable Taido Razak. So he called me and he said, oh, I should pick the documents. So I took them, went and sat down. And when I sat down, by then, the moment they took Zak away quickly, they went through the process and voted. So before I got inside, they have finished everything. So when we finished the process, they said we should append our signatures to testify that the whole process has gone on successfully. And I said, no, I was not going to do that because I didn't witness the whole process. And also, even why should you even attack someone and you want me to sign, to testify that you did the right thing? So I said, no, I was not going to sign. So when I rejected that, it became an issue. Most of them, they even wanted to attack me as well. But quickly, I saw Mr. Richard Nyama coming inside. So when he came out, he called me. So quickly, I went to him and he told me that Mukaila, don't go to any place, just stand with me. So honestly speaking, if not because of his presence, it wouldn't have been easy on our part because I could hear some of the boys speaking their local language that, oh, this big man is here. This big man is here, and they were referring to Mr. Richard. So quickly, I was just with him. I didn't make any move again. So they keep persisting. And Mr. Richard told them that. So why do you want to compel someone to sign? Because you didn't do the right thing. And even at this moment, is he not having a right? Is he not having a right as a human being? So there, they went away. Then their chairman now call us, we the party agents, that we should come and take 2,000 Ghana cedis. just to lure us to at least append our signatures. And I told him that, my brother, there was no way I was going to take any money from you. They went further. They said they will add 1,000 cedis to make it 3,000. And I said, no, look, you people are joking. The whole this whole process has been so criminal and fraud. And you expect me to append my signature to testify that this hanky-panky results that you people have collated should be public to make it look as if things went unfairly. There was no way I will put my signature there. So I rejected that. Then they went and locked the door. That there was no way we could go out. Honestly speaking, at that point, it was not easy. I wish at that material moment I could have the powers to sprout wings to fly out of the room. But by then, Mr. Richard he was with me. And even the other agents, because some of us, there were other agents who also refused signing. So they were just trying to attack those agents as well. So Mr. Richard came to our rescue and he managed, and we came out of the room. So when we came out, he picked us, and then with his pickup, we maneuver our way and we moved to Tamale Street. Even I and the regional coordinator went there with our motorbike and all that. We left everything behind and asked our brothers to pick them. So we followed Mr. Richard to Tamale, where my brother was admitted for almost 3 days. We have been there since, until when we realized that the situation was not, he was not responding to treatment as quick as we wanted. So we were asked to come to Accra for he to see a special an eye specialist, and I think that is why this afternoon we are here. So the whole electoral process, well, it was criminal because one, they didn't start the elections at the right time, because we were asked that by 9 o'clock the process should start. They started the process after 10. Then we were
see toilets, amamu. Yeah, we see toilets in all. Yeah, we see 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all. They take your IC. This government, they put delivery trackers, also toilet. Toilet with district assembly, them work. Why national government, they tell people waiting you do, then toilet to be district assembly. That one we know the counter.
In this country, President Akufo, member will show down. Vice President, member will show down. So, Mama chasing me agent. I'm not going to shut them. What the embassy? What the embassy? Yes, me challenge President Akufo anytime.
Time MPP Samba 2016 no. Na Ghana akọ IMF. Na this for the akọ IMF 2016 na President Akufo do be show no. Na this for sa the akọ IMF. Enti na sisa ban no sa ma ye adwuma ni e pie free IMF ho. Unfortunately, e pie free IMF ho a enema fufu bi so esa be sisi na say ya sa akọ IMF. Okay. And this for sorry say ye bo say President Akufo ka say yenko IMF da na Vice President ka say yenko Kanofura ka say yenko na yakọ edi o ma wini awie asem na ba in fact Ghana for bibiri ni ente ase enti ebi before kwa yem hye yen Alanche Maten ono nko ani minister o sori gina ye be kirekire Ghana fo mu say yanom ankanya ye pe se ye be ko IMF na mum and this for we say no omo bo ne de won so omo ni ho kwan because they didn't can omo na de ye ko hokra first.
We were happy that we found oil, but the borrowing of this government, the reckless borrowing of this government has compromised the whole oil discovery. 6 times, you need 6 times of our oil revenue just to pay interest, not even capital. It's interest on the debt. So it is a really sad development. I mean, what fundamental issues that affect this economy have been addressed in this budget? You should ask yourself, what fundamental issues? If we had spent, the monies borrowed, and that money borrowed is the equivalent of some $37 billion over 7 years. Now, can you imagine what $37 billion can do in an economy? $37 billion. I mean, it's amazing transformation that you can see.
The investment the government is talking about. We are going to add about 800 megawatts of power.
But we are talking about a record. You can always talk. We are going to do this. We are going. The question is, what have you done? You've had 7 years in government. What have you done? I mean, your record should speak for itself. You shouldn't be waiting for the IMF. They can point to even a lot. Oh yes.
They will point to the Ridge Hospital. They will point to.
When the Kufuor administration was there, with such meager resources, so much pointed to as well. Infrastructure, as John Mahama says, if you point to infrastructure, you are engaging in an exercise of mediocrity. But the IMF managing director put the nail on the head when they said that the borrowing done by this government has been used for consumption. It's not me saying it. It's been used for consumption and not for investment. This is the IMF's assessment. And if you look at the data that supports what she's saying, the infrastructure to GDP ratio has come down from 9.1% when the President Kufuor was in office to 4.8% today. Infrastructure. You've borrowed so much, but you are reducing your investment in infrastructure. So they can try to hoodwink us with pictures of development all over the place. But the reality is that they should have been doing twice as much. They've had 10 times as much resources as the MPP government had, 10 times as much in nominal terms.
So what is the MPP alternative? I mean,
the MPP alternative is going to be it's a very major alternative that is going to be unveiled on Thursday when we address
but you. Can speak to that.
I don't want to. Of course I can, but I want to leave that to breathe. But we are going to build a new economy, a different economy, and you will be hearing a little bit more, because you cannot just criticize without providing alternatives, and we are going to, and we have anyway.
You can tell us something as to what exactly.
I'm telling you, it's an exciting. I will tell you what it is not. It is not a doomsday economy. It is not a dead goat economy. It is not a friends and family economy, right? It is an economy that will create jobs.
Around saying that our manifesto promises are going to ruin the economy. I'm just so baffled. You, a president, you have presided in 8 years over the collapse of our economy. If you knew the plan that could work for the economy and be successful, why haven't you implemented that plan in 8 years? Why? If you know what can work for our economy, why is the economy collapsing in your hands after 8 years? You clearly do not understand the economic plans and underpinning the MPP manifesto. So your task is to make our economy work. You cannot do it, and now you want to say the MPP plan cannot work. You have essentially no legs to stand on in saying the MPP plan cannot work, because your own plan has collapsed the economy, and we are bringing a new plan for the economy, and a new plan that will work. It will work. We reduced taxes during our tenure of office. Corporate taxes were brought down from 32% to 25%, and at the same time we saw a major increase in tax revenue.
Only Ghana and I would the economy IMF also your strategies. MPP for Oma clean campaign Ombanyasem, because media woka may reply. Obi also your strategies. Also your strategies. Embra, you're taking over power. Not dollar 4 cities. And then dollar 12 cities. We are strategies. Excuse me, strategies. More strategies. Please. Omomianye clean campaign. Omomianye clean campaign. So Oma clean campaigner. Maybe assembly on the Kabia Mayano. Mamenta Samcho. No necessary dollar. India, a Turkish in Yam, Medinica, Ewo, those are what they bring me. And me money deposit. Not dollar, no. 6 cedis to $1. In August 2022, over $100,000. I have the evidence. Between 1,550,000 Ghana cedis, meaning the dollar was 15 cedis, 50 pesos. Where were the strategies?
How can government be seeking to contract this magnitude of non-concessional loans at this time when it does not have enough cash to meet statutory payments? This is like an alcoholic who has just been convinced to enter rehab and just a few days before rehab asks for a carton of whiskey. Can this person be trusted to keep or to stay with the rehab program? Undertaking this additional borrow would mean that the anchor is not likely to hold, and it would compromise the objective of fiscal consolidation and debt sustainability. Given Ghana's economic situation, this bailout program will require a commitment to fiscal discipline that will test the resolve of any government in any developing country, such as ours. And it is important that the government understands what it has signed up for. We should all be prepared for some painful adjustments. To give legal backing to the process of fiscal consolidation, the government is likely to be required by the IMF to pass a fiscal responsibility law. A fiscal responsibility law will require governments to declare and commit to a fiscal policy that can be monitored. It includes rules and provisions for transparency and sanctions. Mr. Chairman, in my lecture last year and earlier in November 2013, when I delivered the Aliyu Mahama Memorial Lecture, I offered the same piece of advice to government, but the Minister of Finance responded that it was not necessary. Today, because it is the IMF offering the solution, the government response is that it is very necessary. Mr. Chairman, to prevent the runaway printing of money by the central bank to finance the large deficits of government, the IMF is requiring that Bank of Ghana reduces its lending to government to zero by 2016. Zero. This means that in 2016, Bank of Ghana would not be allowed to lend even a peso to the government. During my lecture last year, I offered similar advice. I cautioned that the printing of money was too much. The bank responded that it wasn't the case. But today the IMF is offering the same solution, and they agree with it. Bless you. As the IMF has stated, government would be required to remove all subsidies on utilities and petroleum products. This will require, obviously, will cause a lot of hardships. The removal of subsidies will also mean a strict implementation of the automatic price adjustment formula for utilities and petroleum. I would like to urge the government to publish all the elements of the automatic price formula so that we can all monitor. Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong.
Right.
And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing to this extent, financing your deficit with huge printing of money from the central bank, and expect your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it.
Right.
They will not support
for a bailout. Well, the president says it's policy credibility, not a bailout.
what should go in there? Because along the line with your predictions and the lectures you gave, you said that if things don't go well, that is where we might have to go. If we're going for a bailout, what are we asking for?
Well, I think I did make the point, I think, in my last major lecture in Ghana, that if the government doesn't take certain decisions, we will end up with a request for a bailout from the IMF. And this is exactly what has happened. Mismanagement has consequences. Bad policies have consequences. And Ghana is going to... Nana Akufo-Addo has made it very clear that his government is going to build a globally competitive economy. We have not really been thinking global. And this is what we need to do. That we have to understand that we are in competition with other countries, and investment moves from country to country, so we have to think global. And so, you know, the Nana Akufo-Addo policy, which he stated, is just basically to build the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly economy in Africa. This is the goal that we are going to try to do, the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly. The tax issue is a major issue, because if you are so, you know, fixated on revenue, you will essentially end up hurting your production. And so if you go back into history, you study the economic history of United States, Germany, England, all of them have used the tax, you know, policy to encourage production. And this is why we are saying that, I mean, today you have a situation in Ghana, unbelievable situation, when businesses are out on strike. Businesses who should be selling are out on strike. Why are they out on strike? Because they've been overburdened by taxes, you know. And if you don't take care, you'll be chasing the tax revenue and killing businesses. And when you kill businesses, it means you are causing unemployment. And so if you go back, this is why Nana Akufo-Addo is saying, you know, we need to mobilize financial resources. So why are you going to be imposing VAT on financial services? It doesn't make sense in a country which has got a very large unbanked population, and we want people to bank. We will abolish that, he says. We will abolish import duty on all raw materials, because that has been a policy that will help production. Let the businesses produce. Let them make profit. And when they make profit and employ people, we will get income taxes and we will get corporate taxes. So you don't go ahead to kill the business. No, let them bring in the raw materials, let them produce. Then you will tax, you know, at the end of the day. And I think that you have a government where you have cutlasses being taxed, condoms being taxed, you know, and even savings. There was a 1% imposition on savings, which was later withdrawn.
Investments,
which was later. I mean, even to think about it it's
been suspended.
It's been suspended. I mean, but even to think about it.
Oh, it's now abolished, is it?
Okay. Yeah, but even to think about it, it doesn't. It just questions who are making these policies. I mean,
but isn't it just another way?
Another way of raising revenue.
Well, yes,
but when you become desperate, this is what happens. That when you've mismanaged the economy into this hole, then anything sounds great to you because you don't have any option.
The Bank of Ghana committing to that project?
I don't have the figure offhand, sir.
The figure for your headquarters?
I don't have a figure off my head, sir. That's what I'm saying.
$250 million. Are you committing $250 million to that project?
I don't have the full complement of the figures at this moment.
Mr. Randolph, you are the Director of Finance of the Bank of Ghana. This is a major project that will shake the balance book of every organization. You should have that figure of head. How much are you committing to your head office building? We know it is $250 million. Can you confirm that?
The Bank of Ghana committing to that project?
I don't have the figure offhand, sir.
The figure for your headquarters?
I don't have a figure off my head, sir. That's what I'm saying.
$250 million. Are you committing $250 million to that project?
I don't have the full complement of the figures at this moment.
Mr. Randolph, you are the Director of Finance of the Bank of Ghana. This is a major project that will shake the balance book of every organization. You should have that figure of head. How much are you committing to your head office building? We know it is $250 million. Can you confirm that?
Saddens me as a Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, it hurts me. Mr. Speaker, I am in pain. Mr. Speaker, I am in a state of melancholy. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we can't continue like this.
Yamami J. Mensa. Dear Noje, Wabaha for that. Wonim asumra ekura edi asumra chi. Wonim kura edi kasapia chi. Nti san konfo so obi an so tworo ni di onfa nipa me nsan ka no. No onfro ka mara goso. Na wo de ka sika ba be jakwan so ha na. Mesra no. On hwe sade e mere eye ya otimi wo Jesus ma yen. Wama confusion bi amma o manu emra be fa oba so mesra no so tiamia won sa asem na waka no no ma emmen no obi antimi nkotwero didin e se wahwe yi a no obi wo sika wo ba bi a wo akiri nti so no akofa bus e de so ankofo mo mbeto ambetwero mo din kwa na che se wo so om to abama no e bia no sa nipa no so kra ne empedo enso wona na wo sika ye koto aba no ma no wie no kototo pa so a na ye ho anu aye nye keta hye no aye ka no a eno a na ne ye da so aye ka masre afa mi a me papa masre no nanado mpane chew me sada me sayam ontwe ne hu mfiri ni jefo asem mesre no ontwe ne hu mfiri ho if you will be a free say Nigeria for their soldier for ba yare baba Ghana country bia or support to bia on their soldier for no baba Ghana ha and o ma free ha akoni je ho and nanu ya kura mpa omunya mfa ma ye hwe je ne bo ya tinsuom so ye ntimi nua je ne ya hwe je ne bo ti abasre so omuni asoja fo no ntena se na nhihye bia wo so omuni ye nya ya sundue no ne ntena ya sundue mu saa sabi den kura ya si tire ni tire nkan ne so obi mefa nkodi emu den kura Ghana ya tie mo sundue o pre wo nyame ba hye no wan mo nyam ye wo obi o Ghana ha adura no na nsuo nko an onom na odeda enso ade atime kye no o me enko tutu obia me haye Israel ya wo mre dwumadie onyame somaye si ye medi no Ghana ha no emra no menko mu bi kura mra no wo manim bebre mo me matututuo bia me ho me bibia ama me metwa dwumadie wo se medima go so dima hafo ansa na mekọ amakọ timi gina sha kwanya we so adi asre Ghana man si enyina yenya abotre ahafo man yenyina yenya abotre ne kan ho mom na nananom.
I think that the most effective way that we can have a debt portfolio for our country that is sustainable is to make sure that the NDC loses this election in December. Kicking out the NDC will be the surest way we can to protect the debt structure of our country. Why do I say that? In the 4 years in which they have been in power, they have more than tripled our national debt from 9 billion cedis, which was at the end of Kufuor's period, to 28 billion cedis today. In the 4 years of the NDC administration, they have contracted more debt than all the governments of our country, from Kwame Nkrumah right down to John Agyekum Kufuor. That is the nature of the situation confronting our country. And I dare say the president would agree with me that without the rebasing of the economy, the debt profile of our country today will be getting towards epic proportions. So we need, when we're talking about the debt profile of our country, to bear in mind two things. One, the areas into which the debt goes. And I agree with some of my previous speakers that the productive investment and the rate of return on them is a critical one. Equally critical is the value for money of the transactions that the debt brings about. We need to look at that. I've given some examples of public procurements that are taking place in our country on an extremely inflated rate. Once again, we need to look at this. You're talking about loans that are given, and inside the loans, the arrangements for determining value for money remain very opaque and unclear. How can you persuade the Ghanaian people that debts are being contracted in these circumstances that are there to push forward their future? We intend to be extremely disciplined about the contraction of debt. We're first of all going to respect the teachings of the national budget and treat it as precious. We will not be stepping outside the constraints of the budget. We are going to make sure that we reduce considerably areas of corruption in the construction and execution of some of these projects. These are the critical matters that our people are looking for leadership on. But we are not going to get ourselves in airline and other aircraft and other transactions that leave so many questions to be answered. The 28 billion is even without the...
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob, but you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you, because we choose them, we vote them, we blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief, is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today. As a Ghanaian, we need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah. Please don't cry. We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Thursday, the 31st day of August, 2023. By His grace, we're live and we're here with yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Largest salt mine starts operations. Electrochem employs 3,000 workers. Namwan slapped with 39 criminal charges. Daily Graphic, GSA ISO Breakfast Summit. Nation must rally behind industrial agenda panelists. Daily Guide. AG slaps Namwan with 39 charges. Nana opens Africa's biggest salt mine. 540 garment and textile companies receive YEA funds. Alan speaks tough over attack on agent. The New Crusading Guide. Ghana breaks salt barriers as Akufo-Addo commissions Africa's biggest mine. VRS profit-making trend amazing. Doma East MP Lord CEO. AG files charges against Namwan. Court hearing fixed for 19th September. 2 shot dead, several others injured at Edwajiri. Osahene Boachijan is dead. Let's shift focus to blue economy to promote economic growth. Dr. Sebonso Dixon. Stop threatening and behave like party man. Group cautions Kennedy Japan. The Insight. Adan Songo, $88 million. Electrochem project jets off. Untapped white gold to inject $1 billion to boost Ghana's economy. What will a new society run by workers look like? Progressives and leaders of social movements gather in U.S. to discuss issue at the Dilemmas of Humanity conference. Amakuba, he says Vip Baumia bought his victory in NPP superdelegates elections. Few hours after seizure of power in the country, Gabonese citizens massively honor military after coup. France's influence on Francophone Africa now fading. The Daily Statesman. Africa's biggest salt mine commission at Sege. President commends McDan for determination. AG files 39 charges against Namwan. NPP National Council to break Boache Jaku Adai Nimotai. 2 killed, scores injured in chieftaincy scuffle at Edwajiri. Business Finder. Prioritize succession planning. Dr. Awal advises tourism industry players. Second Lady leads AfriWork team to Kenya. YEA disburses 12.9 million cedis to garment and textile module trainers. Daily Post. Gabon coup. Pray for me to end my tenure in office peacefully. The battle is indeed the Lord's. Akufo-Addo. I expected a Gabon coup. I still expect 4 more coups in Africa. Kwesi Pratt. Minority unfazed by attempts by police to frustrate and scuttle Occupy Bank of Ghana protest. Scores of children attend third eye care and vision centers eye screening exercise. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, brochures, magazines, poll cards and any other print solution of your choice ensure that our customers are always happily connected to their audience. With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At Appointed Time, our prices are very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is the solution.
Do you need a place with a stunning view and serene environment just beneath the Green Mountains with a commercial center and recreational area with an amazing park? Then look no further.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, the most affordable yet luxurious gated community located in Damfa, Accra. We have 2 and 3 bedroom houses with spacious park. Let me show you. All of our rooms come with beautiful porcelain tiles, durable fitted kitchen cabinets,
constant water supply,
electricity and water 24/7.
I'm buying this house. Stop processing my papers. Eh? Move it. If you're living in Ghana and want an affordable and luxurious house to buy, look no further than Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. Oh! And to those from the diaspora, aren't you tired of living in places that doesn't belong to you? You can also own your house and be your own landlord from Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. I have my own, Bossu Landlord.
Contact us now. Rehoboth Social Housing. Your housing dream becomes reality.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatment, like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the healer.
Yamawakwaba the ban Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie e bano KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya biwaha. Kabian in the house, and in you here. Yansu ye when him the four or best son we ye amount. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories ye jume did ye. 24/7 ye sese u engine, u brake, battery, yes a sour tie. Se bano car wash dia. Ye wo abefun fidebiti se steamer ye the whole car engine abra nsuon core engine nim. Ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwichu car no mu baby amao. Ye hia ye san polish car na ma o kama. Enye we no munku ye san to car batteries, tires, rims, any de keke kan. Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories Emma o car and sine dadem na nwa adwuma ma o. hwehwe ye chira kwan wo dansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bise bia 024 651 9369 Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. O kwan so yonko papa.
Now here, TV, fridge, freezer, air condition, gas cooker, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser, microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, and iron. Say about Hisense smartphone no sukradia. Yeah, titi so more than a Hisense factory direct promo. It's in your madada noa. Emma light bill e kuno. Fasi baby, never jiffle for. Every 28 August, I come 2nd September. Be way showroom no. Saturday at no. Sana yet on. Wait dear, ya titi swab bro so. Who? Hisense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
Inside Black Star Press Limited, grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with our prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning is the Honorable Sylvester Michael Tete, Member of Parliament for Botiano English Amamfro. And who's here with me? Good morning.
Good morning, Randy.
Why have you changed from white to blue?
It's part of the elephant color. Red, white, blue.
It's not because of your position on the results?
No. How can that be?
Okay. All right. So we'll come back. And find out more about the blue. Also with me on the show this morning is the Deputy Director, Special Assignments of the NDC, Yao Broja JF. Good morning, Yao.
Good morning, Doc.
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
And good to see my brother. It's been a while.
Special assignment. I hope it does not include clandestine assignments.
Like beating party agents.
No.
For a good
my brother will not do that.
It's like, anyway. Let me actually give some of our viewers some tips on opportunities in life and how they can secure their future with education. So, well, you can do this with the Accra Business School. Boost your career with your prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. You can choose from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Marketing, International Relations, Public Affairs or IT Management. In just 12 months, the MBA can be yours. Dive into their BSc programs in IT security and cybercrime, IT management and business management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. The Accra Business School also offers flexible entry payment and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call the Accra Business School on 0263 888 0263 888 Visit the campus at Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. And let not aging and physical infirmities affect you, especially when it has to do with using the stairways at home, the office, or in that mansion that you're told to put up. You need not worry because of the American Pneumatic Vacuum Elevators known as PVEs, and because with them you're sure of unlimited enjoyment of these homes and offices, and of course all those buildings that you need to use the stair. This is a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. And the original comes in 3 custom-made models with a wheelchair accessibility option to choose from. You may call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or the office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modifications to your building. Visit Lifts and Elevators Ghana at Sakuman for your solutions and free consultations. You can reach Lift and Elevators Ghana on 0200-535-515, 0200-535-515, or you can email them at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. And what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember who's got the mullah, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on their website www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under the age of 18. Play responsibly. Sly.
Okay.
You were very expectant. You were extremely hopeful. You were looking forward to some really, really good numbers in your special delegates conference. What happened?
Good morning, Doc. Good morning to my brother Boja Jemfi, and good morning to my constituents. Good morning to all Alanite A4P team members who helped to work tirelessly for Alan Kojo maintain for the super or special delegates conference in all the 16 regions plus 1 at the party's headquarters. Randy, I made it clear on this platform that the top 3 who will go through Alan maintain Kennedy and Japan, and of course the vice president were 3 set apart. I made that point here clear. So the election was an election organized for 7 people to select 2. And even that we couldn't select the 2, we could only select 1. We are still struggling with the 4th one. So my predictions were true. The essence of the superdelegate is shortlist 5 out of the 10 people. And for us in Alan Chomantin's camp, we've always made a point clear that we know what is at stake. And we're hopeful that we are going to get into the 5, and then we proceed from that. These are delegate less than 1%. Entire delegates that will be voting on November 4th. But of course, the delegate have spoken. Our expectation was to have more numbers than we had on Saturday. Nonetheless, it has not dampened our spirit, as it were. we made a statement congratulating everybody. And we said that in the due course, the campaign team will be making a statement. For me, Randy, I'm always critical of processes and ensuring that we strictly adhere to the processes and the regulations put in place. After that, you do a post-mortem and you move on. You re-strategize and you move on. And so for me, we're not entirely happy with all the things that happened. We've made our point clear to the extent that polling agent was beaten and driven away from the center. As we speak, he's still in Accra receiving medical attention. We thank God he did not lose his eyes. He almost lost his eyes, and you've seen the pictures all over. Alan Chairmanton had visited and airlifted him to Accra for medical treatment, and he's made a statement that to that effect. I think that we must move on as a party. The elephant is supreme. However, it does not bar us from taking stock of what we've done. And today, the things we were talking about is actually playing out today, even in an attempt to separate the tie, to get a fit person to join. I mean, these are things that we spoke about. Nonetheless, I congratulate the Vice President and his team for taking a giant leap. But they should be moderate in their celebration. Because, Randy, this is less than 1% of the people who are going to cast their vote. And if they are listening carefully after the elections, the base, all is not well. All is not well. So 0.46%, not even 0.5% of the people who will be deciding who leads our party. So when people celebrate, I ask them, who is the flag bearer of our party? We don't have a leader of our party yet. We are now going to decide who the leader of our party will be. So I believe that, yes, they have a bragging right to say that we've won 66.67%. No problem. They were also predicting to win 80% and the elections will be over. But thank God, 66.67%. With all that happened, the caliber of people who voted and all that. But granted, I gave it to them. I mean, that's their strategy. As to whether that strategy really is good for our party, that's a different matter. But of course, it's their strategy. I congratulate them for that. Going forward, it is all of us MPP before anything, and we must be careful how we play these things against our own selves going forward. The things we spoke about, I said here on this show, and people were just laughing at me that if you don't have money, don't go into election. The whole party met, and the reason for not adhering to our own constitution is lack of funding.
Really?
Yes, I mean, yesterday the General Secretary spoke in how to break the tie. The reason why they are limiting it to only National Council members is that we don't have money, and of course, logistical constraints, and our diasporan voters are left. It's laughable. We stand. I mean, so.
But what's the position of the law?
I mean, the law is clear that if you look at the statement from Honorable Ejakun, that these superdelegates, it's clear those who constitute the superdelegate. That's a constitutional matter of our party. Regulations governing elections could be varied by the National Council. But when it goes to the core of affecting the Constitution, it's difficult to say that the National Council, I mean, what it means is that the National Council can wake up today and scrap our Constitution without recourse to National Conference. I mean, I think it's the second highest decision-making body of our party, but there's an ultimate decision-making body of our party. And I think that we should be careful how we wage into these things. But the elections, Randy, it went well in certain places. Certain places did not go well. Like I said, these are matters that we'll continue to discuss them internally. And I've made my positions known on some of these matters. And most people who had witnessed it, to the extent that some people had been hauled before the party's disciplinary committee, I think they should go beyond. And I'm happy that the chairman of the disciplinary committee has said that what has come before them or is coming before them might not be the entirety of the infractions that happened. Therefore, their doors are open. And some of the reservations, I'll make them personally known to the General Secretary. And I hope that we take a cue from that. We couldn't produce a fit person. We're on the verge of doing that. And I've seen the party's position. And yesterday, I heard the General Secretary addressing the press after the meeting with the National Council, taking a decision that the 955 people who voted in a super delegate will not be the delegate for breaking the tie. I think that is making mockery of our own party and the tenets of democracy that we've all ascribed to. I don't know where this is coming from. And the reason General Secretary ascribed is that we don't have money, and then the diasporan voters had left. Who told you needed everybody to be present to have the elections? And even who told you they can't even be able to come back? Your duty is to announce a date and call for the conference and check who will come or who will not come. And what is the statistics to even say that they've all left, and for that reason we can't have the conference everywhere? The issue of money, when we're going to elections, I mean, you don't truncate the process halfway. The process is clear. Who are the delegates for this super delegate? So when we're saying that we should have had this conference at one centralized place, they said the party has capacity to organize it in order. 5 days later, you are telling us that you don't have money to organize it. You are truncating the process.
So this is the position of
the law,
Mr. Boakye.
I mean, he's withdrawn completely.
Yeah, it's actually written to the Right Honourable Professor Aaron Michael Quayle, the chairman of the Presidential Elections Committee. And it says, "Dear Sir, I write to the Presidential Elections Committee reference to the press engagement by the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party on Wednesday, 30th August 2023, after a National Council meeting on the resolution that National Council members will vote to break the tie of the NPP special presidential election. I refer to the NPP Constitution Article 13, Clause 9, which reads, where there are more than 5 contestants for nomination as the party's presidential candidate, the Special Electoral College shall cast their votes by secret ballot for the first 5 contestants to be shortlisted. The Special Electoral College shall comprise of the following delegates: the National Council, National Executive Committee, Regional Executive Committees, all members of the National Council of Elders, all party members of Parliament, 3 representatives for each of the special organs of the party, past national officers, 3 representatives each from every external branch, founding members during the registration of the party at the Electoral Commission, all party card-bearing ministers. I also make reference to the approved guidelines for the Special Electoral College issued by the Presidential Elections Committee. It says issue of tie in the Electoral College stroke runoff. 25. In the event of 2, 3, or 4 contestants sharing the total results with the remaining contestants not obtaining any votes, there will be a runoff for those who obtained 0 votes to add up to the number to make up to the 5. In the event of a tie between 2 or more candidates for the 5th position, a runoff election will be conducted for those who will tie on Saturday, 2nd September 2023. These and only these are what our Constitution and published guidelines mandate as lawful and constitutional. The position of the runoff scheduled for Saturday, 2nd September 2023 was reaffirmed by the Chairman of the Elections Committee during your address to the party after the first round of Special College elections, where you stated that candidates who voted in the first round will be the ones to vote in the second round. The Constitutional Special Electoral College with the mandate to shortlist the list of aspirants is and can be none other than the full complement listed under Article 13, Clause 9. It is not within the province or power of anybody to truncate this list and substitute it with anything else. Therefore, it is totally unconstitutional that a subsection, about 135 National Council members of the Special Electoral College, should assume the function on behalf of the 955 delegates who voted in the first round. It is totally unacceptable to me that such an unconstitutional act can be perpetuated on the altar of expediency. Am I to surmise that the party did not know the cost implication? It is unconscionable that the rules of the game will be changed midstream. Rules and regulations that are flip-flopped in such a manner is only detrimental to fair play and justice. It is a clear violation of the party's constitution and the guidelines for the Special Electoral College. It is an unconstitutional act which I cannot allow myself to be associated with. I refuse to be a part of such an act that seeks to unjustly truncate a previously agreed upon process and cannot be part of what is about to be done on Saturday, 2nd September 2023. I cannot with a clear conscience make such an impermissible concession to such an errant decision. Whoa. I therefore respectfully serve this notice to refrain from such a contest. As always, I wish the party well. Accept my best regards. Yours sincerely, Boakye Chiremantin Ejako.
Yeah, Randy, just as I was saying, I mean, this is the height of unconstitutionality. I mean, seriously, this decision, with all due respect to members of the National Council, I've served as a member of the National Council before, and I think, Randy, we must be careful. If you read the Ejakun's letter to the chairman of the Elections Committee, who himself is a lawyer, a respected lawyer, and former Speaker of Parliament, I believe that when you read this carefully, I think there's something wrong.
But as the letter referred to, Professor Michael Quay himself had hinted, had in fact told the public what would happen in accordance with the regulations. Yes.
So you see, trying to make regulations for election should not amend the constitution.
But you have told us what the General Secretary said.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I'm saying that.
He was just giving, he said he gave reasons why.
No, but Randy,
he's not disputing the law. He's not saying that
Randy,
the law allows them to do that.
Your reasons must not amend the constitution. There are processes of amending our constitution. This electoral college is not a regulations that brought this electoral college. So that your regulations is limited to the processes how you do this. So your regulations should not amend the MPP constitution. Now your regulations is amending our constitution. So tomorrow, somebody, a national council can sit and say that if you are from Ningo Pram Pram, you cannot contest our presidential primaries. They can go ahead and do that.
And give a reason.
And give a reason. Your regulations, the constitution of MPP, Article 9, is clear. It is not a regulation put by anybody. It is a constitutional matter. Yes. So if now your regulations are amending Article 13.9, then there's something fundamentally wrong. I can't imagine this.
Instead of giving effect.
You should give effect to the constitution. And these are public statements that the regulation state clear and enforces the constitution. Midstream.
Who met? Who were those who met?
The National Council.
Yes.
No, I'm saying that after
who chairs National Council?
The National Council, the chairman of the National Council is
party chairman.
No, I'll check. Okay. I'll check. It's the chairman that chairs all the meeting anyway. Okay. But you see, Randy.
But you have quite a number of lawyers.
I mean, a lot. Yeah. A lot. But the General Secretary himself is a lawyer.
Many of them have been at the bar.
The Elections Committee chair is a lawyer. The General Secretary is a lawyer. Okay. I mean, seasoned lawyers all over.
Okay. And they came up with this.
I mean, seriously speaking. Okay. You see, this is on the altar of expediency. Okay. We are caught up in a situation where... Randy, you know, to be honest
with you... The person who authored the letter reminding them of the infractions is a finance person, right?
It's a finance person. Okay. Randy, I believe that, to be honest with you and to be fair, they don't see the two tying, making an impact in the elections. I mean, that could be the reason.
Yeah, but you see, you know the interesting thing about that part of your legislation? Yeah. Even when you have, let's say, first, second, third, taking all the votes.
Yeah. You still have to
and
go.
And the rest are 0, 0, 0.
You still have to break that tie.
The law that you guys enacted says that even if, let's assume that even two persons, they carry all the votes, and the rest gets 0, 0, 0, 0. Your law says that all the 0 people must run again.
Yeah. That's
for you to have 3 others to join the
They are not disputing that. What they are doing now is that, okay, this is the constitution.
No, but I'm saying that at the time that you were enacting it.
I mean, Randy, the law is black and white. Those who constitute the super delegate, that's the mandate to break the tie. I'm an interested party. Yeah. I'm a voter. Yeah. Now you've disenfranchised me in selecting who become the 5th person.
Yeah.
I mean, this...
Now, how can you have a situation where 2 different electoral colleges decide which 5 contest in the election? How do you have that? 2 different electoral colleges.
That's completely...
I mean, it's different from having a low voter turnout.
Yeah.
If you opened it, and out of the 961 or whatever, only 100 turned up, that one, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But to change the electoral college to 135 from 961, to get a 5th person to go and contest in the same election. So you are creating 2 different electoral colleges to determine the 5.
I mean, Randy,
and which law gives you the right to do that?
I mean, I hear people cite the powers of the National Council. Yes. We are not disputing that. Yes. But my simple...
That the National Council can...
make regulations.
But this is not an issue of a regulation.
Exactly. That is my point. Because this goes to amend the Constitution.
No, a regulation must give effect to
their constitution,
to a law, an enactment.
Yeah, an enactment. Yes. So what they have done, they've actually amended.
A regulation is not to
they've actually amended our constitution. Yeah. They've actually amended Article 13.9 of our constitution. That's what they've done. And General Secretary was not speaking to. The reasons he was giving was that we don't have money and the aspirant voters are left. 23 by 26 branches. How many are they? 3.
But the diaspora voters.
3.
No, the diaspora voters. No, the diaspora voters.
They are in town.
They knew of the law. The election results were announced about 2 hours after voting ended.
So they knew this was happening.
They knew the implications.
And then the chairman of the elections committee had retweeted
whatever it was. If they were not here, it means that they were not interested in voting.
But Randy, me, if I'm in my house, I left the voting grounds, I'm in my house. All they need to do is to put a notice that the election will be happening today here. Then I have to come. If I decide not to come, it's my own mahala. And in fact, this election, the 961, not everybody turned out to vote. At least I know some people who did not turn out. Some members of parliament have traveled out to the jurisdiction. It did not affect the election.
Yeah, voting is not compulsory.
It's not compulsory. Yeah. So that reason they are ascribing to this, they have gathered to amend our constitution unconstitutionally. And I find this very ridiculous. And now that the Boache Jago has withdrawn from the race, what are you going to communicate? What is the way forward? This is not my party.
So let me, before I bring Broja in, I'm sure that people say that, they expected Alan to at worst be second, and that he has been overtaken by Ken. Yeah. They think that it's an issue of times and seasons. They think that Alan's time is over. He should just give up. And for many people, they think that or for some people, they think that what happened in this election will largely be what the November 4 reflect. And they used the last time you had such an election, that Nana Akufo-Addo had about 82% or so. In the main election, he made over 90%, about 94% or so. And so, just give up and move on.
Yeah, well, it's a fair comment to make from people who have made that significant numbers. So it's a fair comment. And you see, what they do, 66.67% of this electoral college. If people are encouraging candidate Japan to go on because he's done very well, put all the rest together, that is about 30-something%.
Yeah, about 33.
You see, and I've told you, Ashaman
it's quite significant.
Ashaman alone, has 1,900 electoral college. Only one person had opportunity to come and vote. One. Ashaman. They don't have a sitting member of parliament. So he's a chairman, the constituency chairman, who had opportunity to vote in this contest.
By saying they have 1,900 votes in the main election.
In the main election, November 4th.
Sir.
Yes. I have 1,000, almost 1,000. My constituency, 1,151. Randy. 1,151 in my constituency. Only 2 of us had the opportunity to come. We are more than the entire super delegate people are celebrating. So 30% of dissent at the super delegate, if it's translating into electoral vote November 4th, it may force the election into runoff. And it's not over. Okay. So people should be moderate in their celebration. Okay. Now look, politics is not always about elections. We can talk about...
The constituency alone can cancel...
The super delegate, my constituency alone is more than the super delegate. There are many more constituencies alike.
Okay.
One constituency.
I like that Shaman one.
Shaman, 1,900. More than half. You see, so Randy, what I'm saying is that yes, there could be an approach to all aspirants to say that we should build consensus for general elections. There's nothing wrong with that. But when people are rubbing it in your face...
Would you listen?
I'm not a candidate.
Okay.
I'm not a candidate, but I'm for MPP. Anything that will move our party forward to win power again 2024, I'm for it. But people should not make it look like somebody came third with 95 votes, so it doesn't matter in this game. It's laughable. Because I'm saying that the 2 people can force the election into runoff, depending on how you work on the base. The base is more important.
What about those who are not part of the 5? Are there any moves?
Well, obviously it's politics. Okay. Some of us sitting here, it's politics. We've had a lot of conversations among people and all that. And we are looking for the best for our party. If delegate has spoken that is Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, who am I? Until we get there, people should sit down and stop celebrating these numbers.
Okay.
There could be a change going forward into the base.
Right.
A lot of things happen at the base. It will not happen during the base elections. Of course.
Okay.
Of course. We've said that and they know. So anybody celebrating it is a mind game. But as to how this mind game will work on the 208,000 people, that's a different matter altogether. So those who really know the politics, they are talking. But those who don't know the politics, they are tickling themselves and they are making all kinds of noise. But I'm telling you, the game is not over. Don't forget, if a Jaco, Akoto, and or Adanimo make the 4, put them together, over 30%. Do you know the impact on the base going into the elections? Nanado made 80-something%. Yes, indeed, he went in there. So that was a projection from the camp of the VIP that they were making 80%, repeating Nanado's feat. What happened? It tells you the stakes are different. It takes you. Nanado had absolute control from the super delegate to the main delegate. So if you cannot make 70% to determine the hold, and the 66% is being celebrated to mean it's a total overhaul, I beg to differ. Kennedy Japan, 135. Why is it that you see the difference between 135 and why is people not telling him he's a failure?
But he appears to be the star of the election.
Yes. So in every election, there could be revelations. You understand? So look, Randy, a region voted 100% for an aspirant. Kennedy Japan in Central Region, he had 19 votes. The Central Region vote is more than 3 regions put together in the coming elections.
Okay.
So people should analyze the elections well. Greater Accra had 39,000 voters. 39,000. Check the scope of the regions. You could put 4 or 5 regions to match up Greater Accra. So it is not a done deal, as it were. But I reckon that there could be a statement from the delegate. Yes, indeed. But I'm saying all these things are things that we should calm down. And when people start denigrating people, rubbing it in their faces and all that, you think Bache Jaco, when we go to the main election, he will get 9 votes. Is that what you are saying? He has 9 votes in the. I mean, so if the man is able to make 9 votes under the circumstance, don't underestimate him. So, pocket of these 5 put together may force the election into runoff. And if the election is forced into runoff, you can imagine the implications. So, it is not an easy task, as it were. But I'm happy that there are people at the VIP's corner who really knows the politics. They are really making attempts and making sure everything works well. But those who don't even know what happens, you take to social media, attacking people, insulting people, because they don't know. My mom always says, so those of them who don't really understand it, they can rub it in our faces. But those who really know numbers and know the implications of politics, they are sober and try to make proper gestures to ensure that we are all carried along. All right. Me, my leader had not spoken. We are concerned about what happened in the elections.
He sounded very furious.
Randy, you can't expect anything less from him. When a delegate assigned, that is him there. When somebody is representing, is you.
Yeah.
So Alan Chamante was beaten to this extent. That is the essence of having a delegate. You've delegated your mandate to somebody to represent you. And they couldn't tolerate his presence. When the person, the law is clear that you cannot cast your vote and show. And the person cast a vote.
How are there such levels of lawlessness?
Yeah, I mean, so first person did it. Before they could see, he was in the box. The regional minister came, he did the honorable thing, voted orderly and put it there. Then the youth organizer came, cast a vote, was showing it, and the guy rushed on him. That no, this is not the law, you can't do that. That was his crime.
Okay.
So you think Alan Chamante will be happy that the person has been beaten, airlifted to Accra for treatment, and he will be happy? I'm not sure any of the aspirants will be happy. And the worst is that people are accusing Kennedy Japan that the person who was beaten is not his agent. Can you imagine that? So the person who was beaten is not a Ghanaian anymore, or is not a party person anymore. This same person that has been beaten.
But Ken's agent has also spoken.
Yes,
in fact,
so this same person.
He makes a point that he thinks that it is the showdown commander even saved their lives, because once that comment was made, it brought attention to the place, calls were made there, and then the hostage keeping ended. And that's how come they were free. So he believes that
it saved him.
Yes, the showdown comments rather saved.
So Randy,
saved them.
just imagine.
He said they were being held hostage for refusing to sign.
Randy, just imagine 1,900 people at an auditorium voting, and a similar incident happened. This man that has been beaten has a wife, has children, has family that will be relying on them for general election 2024. And he's been shown on national television everywhere, having been beaten for doing what is right for our party. So if you place him as an agent against the NDC, and Broja Jemfi is in charge of special duties, and they want to prevent him, and he resists it, and Broja Jemfi and his people beat him like this, what would the party say? He's qualified to be an agent for the party in the general elections. So what are you telling? When you go to the polls, you are telling our party people, when you go to the polls and an illegality, you keep quiet. So I mean, these are things that they must apologize to the person they did. And they don't the person who did that. He should be called to apologize, or should be sounding apologetic. I saw a statement they issued that the person only elbowed him. And the saddest part of this is that the Minister of State was sharing this on platforms.
Huh?
The statement from the gentleman, I saw it on one platform I belong to. Who shared it is a minister, a senior minister, a senior cabinet minister was sharing that in defense of that.
There was only an elbow.
It was only an elbow that he used his elbow to hit him from behind. And the minister shared this.
Can you do me a favor?
I won't tell you.
No, can you do me a favor? You don't know the favor.
What favor?
Can you elbow this cabinet minister for me?
No.
In the face.
She's a female cabinet minister. I can't do that.
It's only an elbow.
No, but you see, so I beg them. We are all MPP. Some of us are investment, are everything. We've done this business for a very long time. And we'll continue to do business for the MPP. We believe that is the best party to move this country forward. Okay. And we've done this for so many years. We've been on record to have even advocated for better reforms with the EC. And we'll continue to push for better reforms with the EC to ensure that we have transparent and open elections. And these things belong to the Stone Age. And if 900 people, this is what we do to our agents, then what happens to our general elections when we go November 4th, where the electoral college is quite big? So we beg them. We are all one family. They should see that first, that the people you elbow today, that you say is holy, are the same people you call on to do the battle for you 2024, to break the 8. We need everybody. Whoever emerges as a leader of this party, Randy, we will support him. But I said somewhere, after the first round of voting, there will be a lot of calibration within the system. People could generally say that, oh, if somebody has gone this far, let's be magnanimous to all rally behind the person. Let's do this, let's do that. But when these things are legion on, somebody like Bache Jakun, he was a campaign manager 2012 for Nana Akufo-Addo. He became director of strategy. He knows this country so well. And he's not a marginal candidate in an election like this that it could hand him such a raw deal. I even believe that the two of them, if the processes are fair, they could speak among themselves for one person to step down. We don't lose anything. And then we go and we all come together. So I think this is quite unfortunate. And for Honorable Boache Jakun going out of this race, what it means is that Honorable Adenimo has been handed a ticket to join the 5. But it doesn't mean we should just rub it in Boache Jakun's face and say if he's... But the consensus raised are quite genuine. The lawyers in our party...
You guys thought about the fact that somebody could just get up, a card-bearing member of the party, and go to court and say that all this exercise you engage in is against the constitutional party.
It's possible, but we hope it doesn't get to
the fact that Boache Jakun has decided not to seek legal redress, I mean, that's quite a loaded statement.
Yeah. But rightly, it is not always a case of legal redress, but it's a sum of drawing what do you feel about this whole process?
Choicy adjectives.
You draw the attention of the people that we are all in this together. We must seem to be. The reasons ascribed to this is not tenable.
All right. Okay. So I'd come back to you, but Gaji, you know Gaji?
Yeah, I know Gaji.
Okay. Okay. This time is in cantonments. It's not in Newark.
Oh, it's in cantonment.
Yes. It says that the National Executive Council should bow their heads in shame. Why do you want to circumvent your own constitutional provision as well as guidelines for the elections by just allowing only National Executive Council members to vote to break the tie? We tout ourselves as having the lawyers, yet we act like lawless people. That's Guy G and cantonment. We'll be back shortly.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Inside Blackstar Press Limited, grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity and natural wonder with our works. Inside Blackstar Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Blackstar Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
My name is John, and this is my long-time crush, my cookie dipped in strawberry yogurt. On this scorching hot afternoon on our way back from a long job hunt, we met this good Samaritan who offered us a 6 weeks later.
A special wedding reception for our bride and groom.
And there she is, my cookie, dipped in someone else's yogurt.
Who holds the moolah, holds the shot. Play game by games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times daily to become one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for and Kobo the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
The same got to move na mesesi.
Welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, you're tuning to Metro TV and you're watching Good Morning Ghana. And still with me on the show, I have the Honorable Sylvester Tete and Yao Proja Jemfi. As the Makers Electronics Blessing Attack promo, and they're giving you discounts of up to 67% on selected electronic appliances and consumer electronics. From brands such as Samsung, LG Moved, Nasco, TCL Media, and Toshiba. These are quality but affordable appliances with 2 years manufacturer defect warranty. So visit the showrooms of the Makers Electronics Company Limited at Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasaman Zongo Junction, Oyarifa Teman Boga Junction, Kaswa New Market, Ashaman Valco Flat, Kumasi Ahinema Kokobing, Takradi Fikuma number 9 Market. You can reach the Makers Electronics Company Limited on 055-22222 53 or 055-2222254. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics. Terms and conditions apply. And are you ready to get way more back with Betway in the new season? Use the golden booking code that you can find on the Betway site and place your risk-free bet from 25th to the 27th of August. Guaranteed to give you 100% back as a free bet up to 50 cedis if you lose. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana and is not for persons under the age of 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway, bet your way. Roger, your observations on the Special Delegates Conference and, of course, the issues arising out of this particular election.
Look, this for me is an NPP internal thing.
Right.
But we should also recognize the fact that it's a public election.
Yes.
And so all the rules and regulations as it plays out within the party must be interested to every political person, especially as an opposition party. And I'm sure our party at the highest level will be following what is unfolding within the NPP, because they are the party in government. And what they do to themselves can easily tell you how they plan towards you as an opposition. And so it's something that our party takes keen interest in. 10 persons contested. The party's constitution and the regulations that they made was very clear that they are to select 5 persons out of the 10. And out of that 5, they will be put before the larger delegate system to elect one of them. So this is just the first phase of it. And the kind of reports that I have read about the process so far is very worrying. And I think that the NPP must sit up and do things right. Because look, from the beginning of the entire process up to this point, it's been lawlessness and illegality all over. You can feel it, you can smell it throughout the process. From how the voting was conducted, how delegates arrived at the polling station. I heard that in the Northeast region, the entire delegates, together with the ministers, all came in one bus. I don't know if they voted in Waliwali or Nalerigu. Sly, where did they vote in Northeast? Nalerigu. Okay, so delegates coming from Triponi cannot be in the same bus with a delegate from Yagaba, because these are two extremely, apart constituencies. And so you could see that the entire process was choreographed, it was planned to favor one particular aspirant. And so I was not surprised when I heard the results from Northeast. Everybody got 0, and the vice president got all the votes. And surprisingly, Alan did not get any votes from that constituency. I was a bit surprised that none of the delegates in that region thought that any of the 9 aspirants could even get one vote. And so, Doc, the sanctity of the process for me has been tainted. The secrecy of the ballot is one thing that is very important to every electoral process. And so when delegates or voters in a particular process vote and display the ballot, it compromises the entire process. And I'm very surprised that the party has not said anything about reports of people voting and displaying these ballots. It happened in Ashanti. I got a report from Ashanti. It happened in Central region, in the Northeast region. So when people show their ballots at this level, where you have the list of the persons in the superdelegates is the constituency chairman, the list in terms of importance within party government. And if a minister or a government appointee or a national executive committee member or regional executive committee member would vote and show, it means that that person is under pressure to disclose his choice. There's some kind of trust deficit in the entire process. And for me, that's very bad for the NPP. And the party must condemn it and make sure that in subsequent elections, no such thing happens. And look, the beating of the party agent, this is also something that we must all condemn. This is a democracy. people must have representatives to monitor the process. If you take hostage of agents of a candidate, aspirant, then how does the system become transparent? Who monitors the process? The beating of Alan's agent and all of the things that went on. Look, I am very worried sitting here as a member of the NDC looking into the 2024 elections, the level of desperation that has been exhibited in this superdelegate conference shows that the NPP, and if I could bring it down to the level of the vice president, is very desperate. And they do not conform to the principles of free elections, transparent elections. And they can do anything for power. It is not anything different from what we witnessed in 2020 election. It only tells us that it can get worse in 2024. And I'm very surprised that the police service has said nothing about what went on. You remember when the NDC went to, in our youth elections in Cape Coast, yes. A small scaffold that went on, the police did not invite any of the guys. They published their pictures and declared them wanted. As we speak, some of them are before the court. In fact, one of them was sent to court without legal representation and was sentenced.
You can see this on our screens. You can see.
He was convicted. Yes, he was convicted, waiting for sentence. It was when, at the time of the sentence, that we got legal representation, and some of these things were able to be curtailed. And if you see how the man's eye has been damaged, whether he was elbowed or he was hit with a chair or a cutlass, this is a lawless thing that the police must take interest in. The person who is responsible for that act must be arrested. He must be put before the court. He must be prosecuted. Is it because it is NPP and so the police is not interested? So all of these things put together, for me, has tainted the superdelegates conference. And if we were to believe that we should all trust the process going into the 2024 elections, then the NPP party must condemn what has gone on, and the police and all the security agents, those who are in charge, must take action and ensure that those who are involved in this act must be put before the law court. They must be prosecuted. Reading Ejakun's statement, Doc, I don't see this as a withdrawal. Let's see if you read it carefully, what he says at the last but one paragraph. He says that I refuse to be part of such an act that seeks to unjustly truncate a previously agreed upon process and cannot be part of what is about to be done on Saturday, 2nd September 2023. I cannot, with a clear conscience, make such an impermissible concession to such an errant decision. So for me, Doc, this is not somebody who is backing out of a process. He's expressing his frustration and he's saying that, look, I cannot be part of this illegality. And I'm very surprised that you have lawyers who sat in this meeting and took this particular decision. Look, I am not a lawyer, but at least I know that the principles of law does not allow for some of these things to be done. You cannot, even if you don't consider the constitution of the party, you cannot take decisions which decisions will take a retrospective effect and amend a regulation that you have all agreed upon. Because before the elections, there must be a regulation. And that regulation, all parties must agree to conform by that regulation. And that regulation is very clear that there will be a runoff when you have 2 or 3 persons having a tie, whether at the 4th position or at the 5th position. And that is what we have. And so once we are all confronted by this situation, the party must go by the regulations. If you come back to do another regulation, to amend the earlier regulation, what you are simply doing is that you have made a new regulation that takes retrospective effect, which goes against principles of legality. And so this is a no-no, and I don't think that the NPP as a party must allow this to stay. They must not allow this to stay. It is for me, undemocratic for the party to decide. And this should not be a concern of only Boakye Jakun. I didn't like the posture of Sly speaking to this. Because what this means is that in the event of a runoff on November 4th, the National Council can decide that only the 5 northern regions should participate in the runoff for the November 4th. Are you going to agree to that? This is not something that the party must allow to stay. It must be challenged. In fact, I would have wished that all the candidates will come together and sit with the elections committee to reverse this particular decision. It shows gross disrespect to the 2 persons who came 4th and 5th and 6th. Because I cannot imagine that if Kennedy Japan was part of this tie, the National Council would sit and take this decision. I don't think that the party would have taken that decision. If Alan Chemartin was part of the tie, were they going to sit and say that, look, there are 10 categories of persons who constitute the special voting electoral college. If you read Boakye Jakun's statement, the National Council, the National Executive Committee, the Regional Executive Committees, all members of the National Council of Elders, all party members of Parliament, 3 representatives of each of the special organs, past national officers, 3 representatives each from every external branch, founding members during the registration of the party at the Electoral Commission, all party card-bearing ministers. And then the National Council goes to sit and decide that, look, we won't allow any of these categories to vote. Only the National Council will participate in the Superdelegates Conference. That's illegal. That's unconstitutional. And for me, that's an affront to democracy. Because, I mean, there are rules, and all of us must conform to it, whether it's within a party or for everybody to follow. And so, if any of the aspirants were to be a member of Parliament, what this decision meant was that such a person would have been disenfranchised. His vote would have been taken from him. Kennedy Japan is a member of Parliament, assuming he was part of the tie. And then you say that you go to take a decision that say that all party members of Parliament will not participate in the election. It means that even though an aspirant has a vote and should participate in the runoff, you have taken that vote from him. That's the effect of the decision that they have taken. And it for me, as a person in an opposition party, it paints a picture that this is a party that is not ready to conform to the rules. And so we must begin to think of how to deal with the NPP going forward into the 2024 elections. Because they can change the rules midway at any point in time when they think. You see how the Electoral Commission acts. They can make a decision and then just before they implement it, they say, look, we didn't mean what we said. So we change it. We want to do an entirely different thing. And if you have a government in power, a party in power, going by this conduct, Doc, I am very troubled, and I think every Ghanaian should be worried that the NPP, that as they tout themselves as a democratic party, persons who believe in the law and will do things according to the law, will conduct its internal affairs in such a manner that completely goes against every law, including those that they set for themselves. This is very worrying, Doc, and for me, it's not good for our democracy.
All right, okay. So let's follow up with this. We've heard of the planned demonstration for next Tuesday, the Occupy Bank of Ghana. But there are two statements here. The first one is signed by Juliana Obin, Superintendent of Police. She's the head of the Public Affairs Unit, Accra Region. And it says, please update on planned demonstration by the minority in Parliament. Following a security assessment conducted by the police regarding the selected routes for the planned demonstration by the minority in Parliament, it is observed that public order, public safety, and the provision of essential services may be endangered if the proposed routes are followed. The organizing parties were therefore requested to reconsider the proposed routes and destination of the protest. 2. Regrettably, a mutual agreement on the selected routes could not be reached between the police and organizing parties. 3. As a result, the police with the best interests of public safety in mind have been left with no alternative but to seek legal recourse by approaching the court to determine the matter. Accordingly, today, 30th August 2023, that was yesterday, the police filed an application at the court. We would like to assure the public that the police remain committed to providing the necessary security for individuals and groups as they exercise their constitutional right to protest. There is a response by the minority. It says, minority unfazed by attempt by police to frustrate and scuttle Occupy Bank of Ghana protest. It says the minority in Parliament has noted a deliberate attempt by the Greater Accra Regional Police Command to frustrate and scuttle our planned peaceful Occupy Bank of Ghana protest on 5th September 2023. This follows efforts by the Regional Police Command to injunct the protest at the High Court in Accra on Monday, 4th of September 2023, one day before the day chosen for the protest. It will be recalled that on 21st August 2023, the Honorable Minority Leader, Dr. Kessil Atuforsen, wrote to the police about the minority's intention to protest on 5th September 2023. Subsequent to this notice of public protest, the police invited the minority for a meeting, which meeting was honored by the Deputy Minority Leader and 4 other members of Parliament of the Minority Caucus and some representatives from civil society organizations. Though the meeting was cordial, the police gave flimsy excuses as to why the organizers must change the route for the protest, including their insistence that the protest cannot terminate at the head office of the Bank of Ghana, which is essentially an attempt to deny the leaders of the protest an opportunity to present their petition to the governor of the central bank. Following this, the police later wrote to the minority caucus unilaterally and provocatively, deciding a route for the protest, which was not discussed at the earlier meeting with the minority caucus. The minority then wrote back to the police command, reminding them of their constitutional duty to ensure that we protest peacefully and securely on 5th September 2023. Just today, so that's yesterday, at 4:05 p.m., we received a letter from the Ghana Police Service accompanied by a bailiff from the High Court in Accra who served a motion on notice for an order to prohibit our Occupy Bank of Ghana protest. We are very disappointed in this development, as this is clearly an attempt to scuttle our protest, which is intended to hold the governor of the Bank of Ghana and his 2 deputies accountable for the mismanagement of the bank, which has resulted in an unprecedented and colossal loss of 60.8 billion cedis, which has had serious consequences on the economy and pushed close to 1 million Ghanaians into poverty. As representatives of the people of Ghana, we will keep our sacred duty to uphold the public interest in line with our constitutionally guaranteed right to publicly protest. Finally, we wish to assure the people of Ghana of our resolve and determination to embark on this peaceful protest, and nothing will change that. Nothing will change that. Broja?
Look, as far as we are concerned, when I say we, I'm a member of the Arise Ghana.
Okay.
And we are joining the minority for this project, the Occupy the Bank of Ghana protest. We know that we have a protest march on the 5th of September. We have not changed our minds. We are determined to march to the office of the Bank of Ghana. And we have conformed to all the necessary rules and laws especially as provided for in the Public Order Act. We have written to the police, the Ghana Police Service. We wrote to them more than 5 days to the event. We have attached with the notice the route for the march. And so we know that on the 5th, there will be a march to the office of the Bank of Ghana. Only that the police is trying to scatter that plan. And so we are also ready to face them in court because they have served a notice to prohibit that event. And so I think on Monday, we will have our day in court. They also have their day in court. But Doc, it is important that we remind the police of the history of public events and what has gone on under this republic about people's right to assembly and all the constitutional provisions on freedoms. We all know that it is the NPP that took the IGP to court in the early 90s about how the police must conduct themselves relative to demonstrations and public assembly. And we know that famous ruling or judgment from the Supreme Court on the matter, which gave Parliament the green light to enact the Public Order Act. And so the police has a discretion. And for me, that discretion, as the Constitution stipulates, must be exercised without bias, without resentment, and in accordance to the rules and respect to people's rights. The minority in Parliament, as well as Arise Ghana, has the right to assemble and to express our disappointment with the conduct of the leadership of the Bank of Ghana. And of course, it must be regulated within the law. And that's what we have done. But if that discretion given to the police by the Public Order Act to apply to the court to stop a protest for stated reasons is to be abused, then the fundamental reasons for giving that freedom will be defeated. Because if the police decide that every public gathering will be challenged in court, or targeted public gatherings will be challenged in court, and sometimes they do it very close to the date of the event. They did it to Arise Ghana last year when we did our demonstration to occupy the Flagstaff House. They waited a day before the event only to serve us a notice of prohibition to appear in court, to try and frustrate the entire event. Because this is an organization, you are mobilizing yourself. And when doubts are created in the minds of the people, whether it will be possible for the event to happen or not, it affects the number of persons who participate in it. And so if the police want to use that discretion to frustrate either opposition element or to do things that may favor government, then it becomes very worrying. And I think that maybe it's high time that we go to the Supreme Court again to give us clear indications about the freedoms that are provided under Article 21 and whether that discretion provided in the Public Order Act can really be used in such a manner that it frustrates and undermines the provisions in the Constitution. Is the police telling us that they are not worried about the event that is happening at the Bank of Ghana? Have they not seen the financial statement of the Bank of Ghana for the year 2022, such that they can declare the precincts of Bank of Ghana as a security zone? If you read the letters they sent to the minority, I think I have a copy here. They are talking of some terrorists and coup. I don't know if you have seen the letter, that in the sub-region there are coup d'etats and threats of terrorism, and so if they allow us to go to the Bank of Ghana, effectively saying that once we mobilize ourselves at the Bank of Ghana, a coup will happen in Ghana. I mean, this is so unreasonable. And for me, it does not make sense to any reasonable person to say that the precincts of the Bank of Ghana is a security zone. And so if we mobilize ourselves at Parliament House, we should just march a few meters to the Independence Square and truncate there. Who are we going to see at the Independence Square? The main the central objective of this march is to get the Bank of Ghana governor and his deputies out of office. We want to put pressure on them so that if they will not respond to their own conscience, at least they will see some power in the people and decide to leave office. With all the expenditures that we have seen in the 2022 financial statement, the money they have spent on communication alone, the money they've spent on foreign and domestic travels, the monies they are spending on the new Bank of Ghana headquarters, spending close to 250 million. Dog, that's unconscionable. And if you see that gifts, the Ghana interbank payment and systems, settlement systems, that's owned by Bank of Ghana. Yes. They are also building a huge head office, just adjacent the new Bank of Ghana headquarters. Okay. And if you see that building, dog, I bet you it can occupy the Bank of Ghana. But they are just adjacent to the gifts headquarters, the new headquarters, which is almost completed. You are spending 250 million on a new headquarters at this time that we do not have money to even pay pension bond holders. We do not have money to pay school feeding caterers. We do not have money to even pay teachers of the colleges of education. I don't know if you have heard that the controller refused to approve their salaries for August. They have not been paid for the whole of August. All the teachers, they said they went on strike.
Okay, the SETAG.
Yes, the SETAG. They have withheld their salaries for the month of August. And so, all of these things going on, I was expecting that even the police service should be interested in this march. If they will not join us by holding placards, at least their presence in controlling the protest will contribute to what we are going to do on the 5th. And so, Doc, we have an event this afternoon at the UPSA where the minority leader will be speaking. Dr. Lord Mensah from the University of Ghana Business School will also be speaking at that event. Our own Uncle Kwesi Pratt is on the bill. And so at that forum, we'll put forward some of the plans that we have towards the Occupy the Bank of Ghana protest. But let me assure Ghanaians that we are not relenting we still insist that the governor of the Bank of Ghana has mismanaged the bank. He has printed monies for the government without retrieving them, against stated laws, reckless expenditures, which has led to over 60 billion loss to the bank. And so they must leave office. We want to see the back of Governor Addison and his deputies. And we will insist that they leave so that we can now bring our attention to the managers of the economy. We need a highly disciplined governor of the bank, because we are going into an election. And if a government that does not respect the laws will push the Bank of Ghana to print monies, even in a year that government is not so much concerned about election-related activities. You can imagine what Governor Addison will do to our economy in 2024. And so the earlier we move that man from that office, the better it is for the economy of Ghana. And so we are resolute, and we are going to march on the 5th. The police have always used this strategy of disrupting activities of organizers to a demonstration, especially when it is against this NPP government. But we know we can read through it, like we did in the last time. That one, they didn't put us on notice, but we were there in court, and the judge who sat on the case decided that the march must happen. And I know that on Monday we'll be in court to make our case that the freedoms and the rights enshrined in the 1992 Constitution must be protected. It must not be undermined by tactics of policing to disrupt and do things that may be in the interest of the government.
Sly.
Randy.
Do you miss demonstrating?
Well, I made a point here, and exactly not different from what the police has put out there. And that is how civility, and that's how we live in a democratic country. I think that what Broja has said back and forth, nobody has denied anybody the fundamental right, the right to assemble, the right to demonstrate, to, as it were, vent your anger or displeasure about any happenings. I mean, NDC has been on record to have organized more demonstrations than any particular group of persons in this country. And nobody has faulted you or has fought you on any of those demonstrations you've embarked on in this country. So we are all clear in our minds. It's a very powerful tool for any civil society organization or even political parties. Even in parliament, they are protesting to the extent that they boycott their mandate to ensure oversight over the executive by virtue of the fact that a colleague of theirs is before the law and for determination of a matter that borders some on criminality, and that they've gone to that extent. So it is not surprising how Broja had taken a swipe even at government. We've all advocated for better institutions of state to work to the best interest of our country. And we've all been advocating that we need stronger institutions, not strong men. So if institution of state is exerting its authority and ensure that it works within the confines of the law, that becomes a matter of a government. I can't see the dichotomy and what you seek to do by saying is the MPP government. I mean, the police administration, like I always said, the police that we bastardized, we criticized today, was the same police. I remember the comment of our colleagues at the other side today when Honorable Kennedy Japan made a statement in 2012 and he was arrested and sent to the police headquarters. The comment from our old brothers today, there were occasions that the MPP had attempted to stage a demonstration. This same police institution, to the extent that the former president has said publicly, we should allow institutions of state to work, including the EC. Today, here you are. If institutions of state are working independently, why are you linking the ruling party into the act of the police administration? I'm not sure when you go to court and make an appearance in this particular matter, you expect to see the MPP as a plaintiff or a complainant in this matter, or a defendant for whatever it is. So I don't think that your drawing MPP into it is anything that will help you but to score political points. And that is not why we are here. We'll keep encouraging the institutions to work within the confines of the law. What has the police done untoward in a situation like this? Again, I said here last week, Randy, that if you want the Bank of Ghana out, or you want him and his deputies out, it is not by picketing or taking hostage of the entire environment to the extent that it will affect, it will affect public safety, public order, and provision of essential services to our own country. Look at where the Bank of Ghana is cited. Nobody is against you demonstrating. It's a matter of the route you've chosen to undertake your demonstration. And I'm not too sure when you go to picket at the Bank of Ghana, if it's not politically motivated, that picketing or staging a demonstration and presenting a petition to them will amount to them being removed from office. You won't achieve it. You've made categorical allegations. And I think the laws of this country under which you want your liberties to be assured to demonstrate clearly has given you the authority and a mandate to seek redress in court, to the extent that the court can make pronouncement to even get them out of office. Your demonstrations will not get them out of office. So your demonstration is orchestrated and politically motivated rather than seeking a redress that you seek to be telling us. Otherwise, what have they done? They are building a headquarters worth 250 million. So you go and pick it at their office and then they stop building. If there are infractions in the processes of building that law, to the good conscience of all of us, Randy, people can argue that if you have 250 million, the circumstances we find ourselves, will you use it to build a party? This becomes a matter of morality or a matter of public concern that you can share. It does not take you to go and picket and demonstrate there. Would they stop the construction? No. So I think that the construction itself...
Why did you demonstrate to Jubilee House?
Jubilee House to do what?
Jubilee House, that demonstration, Occupy Flagstaff House.
Oh, but that was at the... it's not in Jubilee House, it was the...
I said the intent.
Yes.
Was to go there. But eventually...
Yeah, they did it. It's the same place. It's the same place that... I'm saying that...
The question I'm asking is that, why did you demonstrate?
Randy, that particular...
Weren't there courts and other agencies to go and seek redress?
That particular demonstration was to demonstrate against hardships, general hardships in this country. Okay. Was to demonstrate against electricity, doomsaw in this country, and many other issues that the government is responsible for fixing. But here you are going for the removal. There's a specific act you are undertaking to achieve.
So let me read what the minority statement says.
Yes.
It says that this is clearly an attempt to scuttle our protest, which is intended to hold the governor of the Bank of Ghana and his two deputies accountable for their mismanagement of the bank, which has resulted in an unprecedented and colossal loss of 60.8 billion, which has had serious consequences on the economy and pushed close to 1 million Ghanaians into poverty. As representatives of the people, we will keep our sacred duty to uphold the public interest in line with our constitutionally guaranteed right to publicly protest.
Randy,
yes.
You see, this is coming from members of parliament. Yes. And Honorable Atufos and a good friend of mine, they all know the remit of the law in respect of ensuring oversight over the executive. There are tools available to members of parliament in exercising and achieving this, if there is. You see,
haven't they done that?
To which extent?
They have filed. The speaker,
to which extent?
The speaker has. I think before.
Yes, the question has been admitted. So there's a procedure. Yes. There's a remit within the law.
Done that. Are you saying
yes, Randy, I'm coming. So if their demonstration
is not mutually inclusive.
So Randy, their demonstration is to get a Bank of Governor out. Then you go and pick it. From the process of picketing or demonstrating to the place, have you considered the public safety, the public order, the endangering of businesses in and around that place. You know how that place, we discussed this the last time. They are not saying don't do your demonstration, but choose a route that will be less the casualties or the impact in terms of public safety and order will be minimized, and they could be able to provide you security. That is what they are saying. So the issue of not to demonstrate, it is not on the table. They haven't said don't demonstrate, but the route you've chosen, that is what they are drawing your attention to. In any case, the place itself is not taking the law into their own hands to say we are stopping you. They are going to court. You've been placed on notice. Go to the court, the final arbiter in this matter. Go and argue out. And I'm happy that when in your concluding remarks, you said that you are going to the court to argue out. If the judge hears you and your matter, the judge rules for you that go to the demonstration on that same route, then but don't bring in the MPP, that the MPP is behind and manipulating the police administration. No, otherwise they wouldn't have gone to court in the first place. If it's that easy to say that MPP has directed the police, then there's no need going to court. You remember demonstrations were charged. You remember the charge demonstration. Thank God today we have a system where people are given opportunity. You remember another demonstration where Gabi Ochredakun and the rest, my own sister, they've been beaten to pulp on our street. Today we are moving on. If the police is not happy about your route, they've discussed with you. You couldn't reach a consensus on the route you have to use. They've gone to court. So go to court and argue it out. But please, don't bring in the MPP. MPP has no role in this. These institutions of state will be there. Parties will go, parties will come. We have concerns and we've been talking, civil society have been talking and all that. Now they are doing what is right. Please let us support the institution. But the only way we can challenge the decisions of the institutions of state is through the court of law. And they've taken that particular position. Why should we be bringing in the MPP at this stage? But I think that, well, it's their democratic right to demonstrate, but they must also be mindful of public order, public safety, and essential services in and around that place, and the impact of your demonstration on them. If you want to get the attention of the people, look, you can be at the Independence Square, okay, for 1 week. Don't go home. Don't bath. Be there. The media will cover you every day. It's also a way to get the attention. If you don't go home, if you don't eat, if you don't bath for 1 week, maybe the governor will see that I don't want my people to die. So for the sake of that, let me retire or leave my office. But if you go and what you are seeking to achieve for Ghanaians, it turns out that Ghanaians will suffer more than what you seek to achieve for them by way of getting the governor of Bank of Ghana out. Then there's a problem. In any case, the executive, if the governor of the bank, the central bank leaves today, and you think that is the MPP that is manipulating them and they are behind it in terms of managing this economy, the one they will bring, they can still manipulate the person. So yes, we use the laws to check some of these things and ensure that we all have a safer place to be. I have my own reasons about some of these things. I discussed some of the things with you the last time. So clearly, brother Roger, you've gone through this bill one too many, and you know that we developing a country together. You can do the demonstration anywhere in this country. Your numbers, the mileage will be there, the reportage, you have it. But when you go to central bank to go and pick it, I doubt if any judge will grant you the right to use this route, go to pick it at the central bank. It has far-fetching implications to all of us than anything that you can think of. So chill.
There have been many demonstrations that have gone through that route.
Chill.
And so for me,
to end at the central bank?
No, to pass through
Which
that
of the
route that
demonstrations?
they want to. Many of the demonstrations,
No.
if we started demonstrations from Obra Sports, gone through the central business district,
There's far you could go.
through Makola and all that. So
And Haspark.
you see,
It was
it is-
ending at Haspark.
No, but it is the responsibility of the police to ensure public order. You know that.
Yeah, but if your activities can impact
that's their
the way
responsibility.
they
That's
do
their
that.
responsibility. In fact, if you read the Public Order Act, let me read that to you. If you read section 2.2 of the Public Order Act, it states that the police officer in charge of an area of a special event may cause to be closed such streets or parts thereof to pedestrian or vehicular traffic, or both, and may cause to be erected such barriers as may be necessary to preserve public order. And so it is their duty to ensure that
causing you not to.
It is their duty to ensure that the freedoms as enshrined in the 1992 Constitution is respected. And so if somebody wants to hold a special event or a public event, it is the responsibility of the police to make sure that whatever route that is agreed upon, they ensure there's public order in that place. The Act is very clear on that. And so they cannot abandon their responsibility and run to court in order to thwart the efforts that we are putting in this organization. Another point, which is because you mentioned that no, you don't think that any judge will do that. Now, if you read section 1.7, it says that the judge or chairman may make such order as he considers to be reasonably required in the interest of defense, public order, public safety, public health, the running of essential services, or to prevent the violation of the rights and freedoms of other persons. That's what the police are saying. So if somebody has hold on.
That's why they are before the court.
So the court must establish that the freedoms of persons to protest will not be undermined. So as far as you look at the public order, security and everything, exactly, you cannot say that the president of the Bank of Ghana is a security threat. And so when people gather at the Bank of Ghana, there will be a coup d'etat in Ghana. How can you go to that conclusion?
What they've said here,
persons have demonstrated.
What they've said here does not include issue of a coup d'etat. What he said, let me read.
Let me read.
No, but this is an official statement we are discussing. This is an official statement. So which statement are you reading?
This official statement.
This is an official statement.
This official is coming from, is communicating the decisions. But if you read,
what are you reading?
I'll get to you.
You are reading from where?
The letter that the police wrote to the minority.
Please. Randy, I think our time is gone.
Our time is gone. We still have some time.
Oh, we have some time left.
Yes.
Randy, the chairman of the FDP National Council of Elders is Honorable Hackman Osuajiman. He's the chairman of the council. Yes, somebody just sent it to me. Yes.
All right. Okay, so, Doc, yes, I have the letter here written by the police.
But Randy, we are discussing these. So when you are going to court, go and argue this, because these are the things they are taking to the court and asking the court to prevent you from using that particular route. So if you think,
but that correspondence is also related to this activity.
Well, yes. But your activities, all that they are saying is that public order, public safety, and endangered services provided, essential services in that area will be affected. Therefore, change your route. This is as simple as that. If you think when you go there, you
appreciate the fact that those expressions that you used can be used by the security agencies for every single demonstration. Even if you decide that you want to demonstrate from Metro TV to Alisa Hotel, they can still give the same
the weight will be examined by the judge. The weight to be examined by the judge. Right. But I know that.
So every demonstration must end up in the court.
No, but if they change the route and you are, I mean, there was a meeting between the parties to agree on the route. So if you think what they are giving you don't like it, the final arbiter is the court. Okay. And the judge will make a pronouncement.
Maybe as a country we should declare a demonstration route. And so that everybody wants to demonstrate.
Randy,
that's the route you must follow.
Demonstration lane. You start from Obrasport.
You go through Farisco. Yes, so they should use that route. Why do you want to move from Parliament House to? Why you're not exercising enough? That route is too short for exercise. Use the circle of Obrasport. That is quite a long distance.
The rate, paragraph 30, it states, the command wishes to state that in the past, this is what they put before the court. The command wishes to state that in the past, the security threats level and terrorist activities around our neighboring countries were not serious as at today. They are trying to justify why they allowed persons to use the same route in the past.
But that is true.
Now, and in fact,
that is true.
There was none or limited security threats or terrorist activities within the sub-region.
But now there is.
So we can't go through Kimbu and Mapala.
Yes.
Right, okay. And even say that further, the command is not oblivious of the security situations, terrorist activities, and coup d'etat in and around our neighboring countries, including Niger. Can you imagine? you imagine?
So
the police is not learning from government. When government uses
something they say
Ukraine to
no, but you see, the beauty of this is the beauty of this.
We must all be concerned.
Yeah, we are concerned to the extent that I think that the rulings of the court today will go a long way to help our democracy, whichever way.
Please, the Tories, stay away from Stadium, Minister of Finance, Kimbu, Makola, Opera Square, Bank of Ghana.
It will become part of our
a regular tactic.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and couple the makers in
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealeth unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasa Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobeng. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
The same got to move.
Level 3 presents Cape Coastal Graphic Fashion 2023. Inside and behind the Adisada School Complex. Running from 30th August up until 10th September 2023. Now, Mr. 30th August now. A big strap house party. At the 1st August, Central Fashion Homecoming Connect. And on 1st September, Party in Orange. That is the official Orange Friday after party. Until Matola. And on Saturday, 2nd September, it's plenty. Black and Gold Affair. Happening live inside Level 3. Star afternoon for Fuera, which will play will happen live on 10th September with live match between Manchester United and Arsenal with live commentary from Castle FM. Mr. Daniel Bruna on your official all-white party with our surprise artist. Classic music in the background. Kindness courtesy DJ Ty, DJ Sketches, Suspect DJ Scotty the Jam King, and Nestle MC Romeo Taylor, and MC Shidless who hold you down in a grand style. Media partners Cape FM, Property FM, Castle FM, and Metro TV. Sponsors Origin, Stabia, Dalco Fuji, and many more. For inquiries and reservations, call 0244-925-412 or 0558-224-902. Level 3, enter the fun.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi, the star boy.
Unbroken.
Yes. You're unbroken, you're unfazed, we are everything. We are strong. Ijinamutari. Pampe. Look, how would I say it in Ghana? Hewale.
Pampi.
Hewale Pampi. The day inside.
So, Oferata should increase the taxes. Let's say you're unfazed, you're unbroken.
Not in that context. Beg. But look, I say right now, when you open Facebook, or you chat with your friend today, or day circle here, the next day Ontario,
it's gone.
Oh, it's jacked a long time. You'll be chatting with somebody today. School, you'll be chatting with somebody.
He's even lucky or to make what?
Look, but the rate at which our friends are going,
those who cannot go.
Someone said that now if your colleague at work goes on a long leave, it's actually preparation to vanish. Yes.
Live in the country.
Yes.
Why?
So why? Oh, dog. The way they do for you. People are jackpotting.
What does that mean?
They are leaving. The other time we did a post, we said that on our Metro TV handled that. What is the first advice you give to a fresh graduate? Dog, all the answers. Gather money, leave the country. Gather money, leave the country. Get money, leave the country.
Is it because of the tax on the betting?
That was like if you that one, you get money when they tell yourself like it'll be okay. You don't get anything you again.
So why are you still here? You're unbroken. You're unfazed.
You dog. I am still here because very soon
your prophets have assured you. Your prophets have assured you.
The country work again.
Now you'll be fine.
I'll be fine elsewhere very soon. Anyway, let's get some of the comments this morning. Prince Henry Musabato says that Chijako has shown he's a man of himself and he refused to be used where a group of people try to capsize the constitution to suit their selfish interests. He failed to dance to their tune. You must have heard that he has decided not to part of the runoff, and so that's the latest with that. And Lottie Jones says that it's time to rescue the NPP party. This is not President Kufuor's party that he left for us. When it suits them, they don't compromise. That's from Lottie Jones writing to us this morning. And so, of course, thank you so much for sending your messages. And Prince Henry says that no one can convince me that the NPP is a democratic political party, that what is happening in the so-called super delegates conference. And so Boachi Jakun is trending this morning. Doc, are you surprised? Are you surprised that he's decided to not be part of the runoff?
No, but the reasons he gives are very cogent. Yeah, I mean, he just says that there's a legislation.
Okay.
The legislation is clear on how runoffs must be dealt with.
Okay.
You do not go and sit in a meeting and use
Takash.
Yes, I mean, decide by way of a regulation to change it. Yeah, that's just it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so just so you know, Boachi Jakun is not.
I think he makes a sound legal argument.
Do you think he'll go to court for this?
I doubt.
I bet
I doubt he will go to court.
Okay.
But those who took the decision must read his letter about 3 times, line by line. Yes, and read it carefully and read line by line. There are some very choicey adjectives for the decision.
Choicey adjectives. The words will choose them very well for them. Anyway, so that's also trending in the news. And finally, Ernest Nuama has been unveiled as a player for Olympic Lyonnais, record transfer for the club. And we talked about him as the news started. He's going to wear the number 37 jersey.
With the right attitude, you'll go far.
Yeah. So, congratulations to him.
He's unbroken and faced.
But on the other side, too, like this one is unbroken. You know.
Which one?
The finance minister. He's unbroken. Always. Yeah. Anyway, we are going to Cape Coast. Those of you who do not know what Orange Friday is like, see, this is what Orange Friday is all about.
Je repars là pour rencontrer le général.
So we'll get that video in a bit, but of course, it's one of the top activities.
Yes,
it's part of the
on Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays.
Yes,
it's
huge.
Yes, but orange or tree dinner. Orange or tree dinner.
Not the fruit.
Not the fruit or the color.
I'm not a tree scholar.
Good one. Anka. Anka Coco. Orange Friday is tomorrow. We're bringing you.
Is the fruit orange in color?
I
said the fruit itself.
Is it?
Is the color of the fruit orange?
I was it be yellow. Oh, it don't be yellow. Look, I'm colorblind. But it be yellow. Or it be yellow.
You have 4 eyes, so you should see better.
Anyway. So tomorrow we'll bring you updates on Morning Rising in the morning. We'll do Good Morning Ghana. I'll be in Cape Coast right then and bring you all the updates happening from Pedu Junction to Abra.
Do you have your?
So I decided.
Do you have your?
Oh, my book will keep that down.
Do you have your orange?
My book that down.
You have
dog. My book. To tomorrow, pick and cry after entertainment review. We're doing live from Cape Coast.
So fun, eh?
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, with the brass band and the sound system through town from Adisadel to Abra to Kotokraba, every corner.
I miss my mother.
If I pass by,
it's been 10 years.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. This year is exactly 10 years since my mother passed. So anytime Afashe
comes to mind. Yeah. So that's it on your screen, the lineup of activities, and Sunday is going to be amazing. Samini is coming to Cape Coast, all-white party. My white, my shout order that. I've told all the
as Metro.
Yes.
And,
yes. Level 3 pub. Hey. Yeah. Level 3. Hey, dog. You know hey. Let me small collaboration. They already set up. They are done. They are done. And you know it's a mobile so everything happens Sunday. When we are done, they remove everything. The place becomes as if nothing happened there. Yeah. So together with Level 3
is doing.
Yes. So together with Level 3,
we are doing the orange.
We're doing Orange Friday, and also we'll do a live intimate review from there. We'll talk about Central Region, the music, talk to some of their top acts, and then in the evening we'll do Orange Friday. Saturday we do some roving in town, and then the Grand Deba will take place. Omahini definitely will be there. Yes. So we'll be there with the Honorable Marigold Asen, the regional minister. Yes, they will be there. We'll bring you live. That coverage and some other jam parties. Yeah, that would happen. There. And Sunday is a mutual
There's a Super Cup.
Yes, there's a Super Cup. Dreams FC versus Midiama
versus Dreams FC.
Yeah, the Cape Coast Sports.
And there's a curtain raiser.
Yeah.
Dwarfs versus Vipers.
Allah. Oja.
At the Cape Coast Stadium.
That's gonna be massive.
You are only interested in the Omotu and
But Dwarfs, I kind of knew Dwarfs a little bit because Abe Country was their PRO. I think he still is. And he was a colleague at ATLFM, so we used to talk about Dwarfs a lot.
Abonto.
Yeah, Abonto. And the venomous Vipers.
Yes. Vipers, they are back to Division 1.
Oh.
Yes.
They're climbing up again.
Yeah, they're back to Division 1.
Hopefully, we can have such traditional clubs.
So the rivalry is coming up again.
Yes.
Dwarfs, Vipers.
Yeah. It will be nice.
Yeah.
It will be a nice one. And after that, there's also...
I promised I was going to host you, right?
But this is the third time you are saying it, so it means that it will happen.
And your... as I was hosting you and your... What? Huh?
You know, we will hold on to the hosting. For now, they go alone.
For no host you again.
No, for now, they go alone. Right, so, okay, I said, for now, they go alone.
It's okay. I don't go host you.
No, for now, they go alone. The next time, they go plus my running mates.
You know, you make we understand that you'll be like a long journey driver.
You know, that is what I thought.
Every time you get kitchen.
Look, I said this time I'm going to Metro.
Or you rather host me, right? You host me. So let me give you my menu. You host me.
Say fufu. Fufu pay.
Oh. Look at this Ashawa.
No, if I have to host
Look at this Ashawa.
If I have to host you, I need to bring all my family members.
Anyway, so it's their fashion.
Yeah, it's a fashion. Yeah.
It's Metro,
Original TV,
Original 91.9 FM. And it's happening from tomorrow.
From tomorrow.
So everybody is going to be there. So you will be there.
We'll be there.
Annie will be there.
Yes, I will be there because
Annie will be there. Bridget will be there. Ola Dumochi will be there. I will be there. Gatuso
will be there. Yes. Everybody.
Pato will be there.
Pato will be there. Who? Let me look.
Sammy B will be there.
Sammy B. Oh, Mr. Exclusive.
Yes. Sky will be there.
Sky will be there. Senior Bright.
Bright. No, Bright is a breastfeed. You get baby, no figure.
So because it came close, what you see as just hella, and let's have fun together.
And Nana Debra.
Oh yes.
The magician.
Yeah, he's working some and of course.
Is he a marketing manager or magical manager?
He work magic. So the magic be more good give him. And also David events helping with that, and the whole team putting this together.
All the guys, the marketing team, they're doing extremely well.
Yes. And we are not ending with Afashe alone. We'll be in your town very
and
soon.
We're there with the 0 to 9.
0 to 9.
Yes. Just take 5 numbers.
Game Pack.
Yes,
Game Pack, of course.
So Game Pack, our partners.
Yeah, helping us with this. Yeah. Game Pack. Big shouts to Game Pack.
All right.
It's a more money, more moolah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's Afashe on Metro TV, Original TV, Original 91.9
FM. Yeah.
From tomorrow
to Sunday.
With
the white party with Samini. To the next morning, so we'll be like your work. If I start the right, let us say Monday, we'll go.
Okay. So Monday morning, you and Annie are expected to be at 5 a.m. Just to remind you. Okay. So that'll be it. Thanks for joining me. I don't care what you do to your face. You'll still be at 5 a.m. Up next, Metro Sport.